Hello everyone, FunshineX here. Welcome back to the Feed the Beast Ultimate Artisan Let's Play. Today is going to be mostly a ComputerCraft episode. It's been a while since I've done some coding, so this should be good. Other than my Battleship game, of course. But before that, I wanted to address one thing that's kind of a more serious topic. Because these villagers are humanoid, especially with the texture pack I'm using, obviously that guy's not, because Ars Magica villagers are all messed up. And because we're snatching them out of their home and bringing them to a prison and then killing them, you can take it a certain way. And I thought about it as well, and it's a legitimate argument. You know, it could be made for that. But I'm trying to keep it light and fun, and just enjoy the build. I think it's a fun build. I have no negative views of any one type of person. I have no evil thoughts in me about murdering people. Really, this is just supposed to be fun. And I even mentioned to Damn Sky when we were brainstorming ways that you could kill him. He kind of questioned, how far I was taking it. So I'm going to put it up to a vote. Go ahead and comment on the video if you think this is taking it too far and going down a slippery road. Just put your thoughts in the comments. If I get enough complaints, we'll go ahead and stop this build and move on to something else. If you think it's just for fun, playing, that these are not really villagers, I mean people, they're just, mobs in a game, like any other mob, like a pig, like a zombie, like Enderman. Direman has his Enderman deaths. He tries to kill them all the time, and yeah, you could make that same claim there as well. So if that's the case, maybe we'll just replace our village spawner breeding system with a zombie spawner, and we can run this whole prison with zombies here and send them to their deaths. Maybe people be easier with that. So let me know if you have a problem. Otherwise, we'll move on with the build as is and go ahead and think of all our creative ways to control the pet population, like Bob, what's his name? The guy in Price is Right. Well, I can't remember his name. Anyway, well, let's do some ComputerCraft. So I'm going to need, first thing I'm going to do, door, password. Yeah, let's use ComputerCraft for that. Second thing over here, we need a monitor. So we need a 4x3 plus a computer to control it, as well as a modem. The modem will send signals out to the other chambers, execution areas. And yeah, just remember, these guys are hardened criminals, and this guy's a child molester. I mean, he's been sentenced to death. I don't know. We'll forget about that. I don't know. Yeah, this is a prison for the worst of the worst. That's why we got golems guarding it, right? Anyway, yeah. Let's go over to our building area and craft some ComputerCraft stuff. So I want advanced monitors and advanced computers just because they look so much better. And so let's start out with computers. Gold, redstone, glass panes. So easy to build. Let's, yeah, I'm going to build them right here. Go away, leather. Glass pane, we got plenty of that. How much gold do we have? I haven't looked at our gold reserves. Oh, plenty. Okay. Okay, got plenty of gold. So let's go ahead and get one for the door, one for the control center, and maybe 8 more to start off with. Alright, that'll be good. Alright, now we need to make a monitor. We need 12 of these. Pretty easy. That makes 4. Did this always make 4 for that recipe? Wow. Seems cheap. 1, 2, 3. That's 12. Cool. And let's make some modems. Yeah, wireless modem is stone around a torch. Too much stone. There we go. Okay, torch. Go away, stone. Get off. It's one thing nice about playing single player is all that server block lag, jumpy back and forth thing stuck to your mouse. Oh, it's all gone. Okay, so I'm going to need 9 of these. Perfect. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, let's go start. So let's start with the door. I'm going to do some simple coding to start off with. We'll probably code it all live and see if I can remember, see how much I can screw up here. I don't want to put it on this side because remember the button to push the track is right there. So this will have to be where it goes. And pretty easy. Let's start with, let's call it the door program. And obviously it's going to run in an infinite loop. Run forever. Okay, it's then going to, let's go ahead and put our password up at the top here. Let's say password, I want to make it simple so I can get easy, so it's just going to be care a lot. Okay. Let's say, let's go ahead and print. Let's do clear first. Print out. Enter password. I guess I could format this all nice, couldn't I? Yeah, let's do that. Text UI equals returned. Get size. That gets the size of the screen. Let's say we'll call it function print centered. It's going to take a string or message that we want to print out, and it's going to take the height where you want to display it. And I've written this many times before, but I always forget exactly what to do. We take the, let's see, the x is equal to the width of the monitor divided by 2 minus the length of the message divided by 2. Is that right? So if the width of the monitor is 100, then we'd be at 50, would give us the very center. If the message was then 20 minus 10, yeah. And I think the only thing we want to do is add 1 here. Okay. And y is equal to h. Term dot set cursor. Remembering these from memory, so if I get them wrong, I'll fix them, don't worry. Just got y. I think it's y. Is it height first? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And term.write message. So now we can do print centered. And then let's put this on the 5th line. Alright, let's just do that and see if it works. Door. Perfect. It's blinking. Too long without yielding. Okay, because we didn't help it. Oh, I know why. We were just calling it too often. That's fine. Did exactly what I wanted it to do, though. So that print centered is working. Then let's go ahead and say term.set cursor position to tx plus 1 divided by 2, comma 6. Is it term.read? Let's try it. I always do this. I just, go line by line, test a lot, see if it works. Alright. That's not a valid function, is it? Line 18. So that term.read is not right? Yeah, okay. Is it just IO? Let me figure it out. One sec, go to the wiki. Okay, it's just a general function. It doesn't have any class with it, so just read what they wrote and then print it out to them. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then it's cleared too fast. Okay, that's fine. Terminate you. And let's subtract like maybe 10, I don't know. And another thing we can do is we can put a character to replace, so when they type their password in, you don't actually see it, which is cool. I just don't like how it's not being centered. What can we do about that? Oh, I got it. I got it. Let's do this. If we put a border around it, it'll look a lot better. Yeah, I think that'll look better. Is that even? Yeah, even as we're going to get it. A time like these when you want copy paste. Actually, I think I want one more in there. Okay. And then instead of 6, let's do 7. And where would we want this? Probably this the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 back. Let's see if that lines it up. Kind of defeats the purpose of my centering since I'm now hard coding the value. Oh well. What'd I do now? 22. Ew, that's not an open parenthesis. You got a number? How did you get a number? How can it be the... Hold on. Found it. We got to put the line number here. I make silly mistakes like this all the time. You gotta just get used to it. Alright, line 7. That should work. Let's see if it looks good. 21. Did I delete the thing? Yep, that's not a comma. That would be a period. Did you guys catch that? I did not see that. That looked the same. Okay. Print centered. Man, I could not tell the difference. This font is horrible with commas and periods. There we go. What happens if you do this? Hopefully no one has a password that long. Alright, I like it. So we type our password, Carolot, hit enter, and it lets us in. So let's terminate. We are almost done. Oops. Okay. So the last thing we need to do is, instead of printing, which didn't work anyway because I just clear it, say if password, or what they entered, is equal to the password at the top, which we did call password, right? Yep. Oh, and we should probably put quotes along this. Then print centered, and this is going to be access granted. Let's make this on line 12. And then redstone dot set output right true. Sleep. Let's go 5 seconds. And set it defaults. Otherwise, print centered invalid password. Okay, I think we're good. No, that's supposed to be else. Come on. Now we're done. Alright, let's enter something bad. Let's enter like hi. What's it doing? Why is it clearing so fast? Alright, print center does not clear. The only clear happens here, right? Let's put a sleep here so I can just see what's happening. Alright, invalid password. Okay, good. 5-second delay. Invalid password? What? Am I spelling it wrong? I am. C-A-R-E. There we go. Door open. Better not go in, I'll get stuck. Sweet. And now, what do we need to do so that they can't terminate it? Because right now I just terminate it out of my own program and go in there. So let's add the startup. Term.run. Not term. Shell. Run the door program. So that will do whenever it restarts, it will run the door program. But I think we can still terminate, right? So I just reset the thing, but if I terminate, it doesn't work. So we've got to prevent termination. Alright, so we're going to do something else here. Backdoor is equal to just be Funshine. Alright, so we have an else if here. Password is equal to backdoor. Is that a program? Let me see if that's a valid function call. Okay, found a better way to do it. Up at the top, let's save a reference to the pull event, because we're going to now be disabling the pull event right here. So we say, oh, let's do it here. os.pull event equals, oops. Alright, so the raw pull event does not allow for Control T. So now Control T will not terminate the program. However, if you enter the right backdoor code, then we say os.pull event is equal to the pull event that we saved, which is the original pull event which supports Control T. So that should work, hopefully. Otherwise, this program is going to have trouble. So let's go ahead and label this computer in case we need to break it. Okay. So let's go and restart the computer. I can now hit Control T. Nothing is happening. Control R will just reset, so nothing there. I can enter my password, which would be care a lot opens, access granted. If I enter, yeah, okay, enter a bad password, it just says invalid, waits for 5 seconds, so I can't try a million tries. But if I enter FunshineX, see, nothing happens. But wait till it clears. Now Control T, terminates. Sweet. That's done, guys. Code done. Now the only thing is I need a way to get back out, and I guess I could just access the terminal from behind. Yeah, I could just come in here and access the computer. Okay, that's good. Let's go over here. Okay, first let's go and put the monitors in. I saw in the latest update you could put monitors on the ceiling and on the floor, which is awesome. I'm really excited about that. I wonder if I should update Battleship to have the things on the floor. Oh well. Okay, where are we going to control this thing? Let's do it right here. Nope, can't do it there. There's a pillar back there. Ah! No! Okay, let's do it right there. There we go. And let's put our advanced computer here. And we go around the back. And put a modem. Cool. Okay, so for this program, we're going to display a number of options here. And there's going to be a option that says automatic, manual, and that should be it. Okay. So I might code I'm going to pause the video and go ahead and code it, because this one's going to take a while to code, and then I'll go through the code real quick and put the paste bin up for anyone that wants it. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back, and we got the ComputerCraft stuff done. I'll show you how it looks. Right now I've got 9 options for the execution. If you guys want to add more, please state so in the comments. I'm looking for clever. So, just drop them or pour lava on them. Not very clever. I know some of these are boring, but I want them to be clever if I add any more. I could probably only support like maybe 2 more. So we've got electrocution. That will use probably IC2 electric. One of those things are called. A firing squad. I haven't decided if I'm going to use arrows out of dispensers or skeletons or portal gun. One of those little portal gun things that shoot out the ball. Probably the portal gun. Lethal injection. That one's either going to be probably just a potion thrown at him, like a poison potion. I don't know. Maybe something else. Maybe we can get a turtle that'll do something cool to him. Or maybe a Ars Magica spell. That could be cool. Alright, hornets. Obviously that's bees. I don't think I have a strong enough bee yet. I might have a poisoning bee from, jungle bees, but I need to get a stronger bee that'll hurt them real fast. Lemmings. You can guess what that one is. I'm not going to tell you. Acme is also one that's been suggested, but I kind of changed the name. You guys can figure it out. Crusher will be my RIP to Red Power 2. We're going to use a nice frame machine to collapse the walls and crush them. Cicadas, I'm not going to actually kill them, but that's going to just drive them insane, right? We're going to fill a room with cicadas and drop them in it. And to the moon. I'll use another portal gun trick that I'm excited about to show. And it's not shooting a portal gun at the moon. I've seen that, done that. This is a different way, but we're going to basically launch these guys higher than they've ever been. And so I've got this option here where I can pick any of these 9 options, and I can set it to manual mode or auto mode. Auto mode is basically going to take whichever one I have selected, and automatically, as soon as a villager comes here, just send it out. Basically, I'm going to leave it on auto when I'm not around here, just to keep my population of villagers under control. of criminals under control. Manual will be like as it is now, where they'll kind of back up and they'll be waiting in a queue, and you can say, okay, I want you to be death by firing squad, and there he goes. And you can go in the cicada room, you and your messed up face. Oh, you're a beekeeper, huh? How about you go take some hornets on for size? And that's how it'll work. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the code. Oh yeah, and here's auto mode. If you look, there's the little holding track there. Auto just turns it on. So let's go back to manual mode. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to know is this is a panel, and it just goes down under here with red ally wire to touch that. So when you see me set a signal on the bottom side, that's just turning that holding track on or off. All right, here's the code. Not that. Okay, so I have my mode. It starts off in manual mode all the time, and I think a default selected should be 1. I was just testing something. So electrocution is by default when the program starts up. Here's all the options, so you can see it's just a list, so I can add as many more as I want or have space for. I'm going to wrap the left side of the computer as the monitor and get the size of the monitors. Then I've got a function. This is print options, and this is what lists out all of the options for execution are. The C value is basically dividing the options in 2, so I get a nice list. You can see I have 9 options here on the monitor. There's 5 on one side, 4 on the other. So I take the number of options, divide it by 2, and take the ceiling. So 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Ceiling is 5, so it would print 5 on one side, 4 on the other. Pretty easy, right? Start off row and column 1, I1, clear the monitor. Pairs is basically just how you get a table that has values for a table, the key and the value. So my row, if it's greater than C, so right now we said C was 5 in this instance, so row is starting on 1. If a row ever gets larger than C, then increment the column. So that's basically the idea. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increment the column 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Pretty easy to do. This is just some math to set the cursor position where I want to print it. So basically, column 1 or 2, center it on the monitor by dividing by the width of the monitor. And then the row, I'm multiplying by 3, so they space out a little bit. If I get more options, then I'll probably change that row times 2 instead, so they're closer together and I can fit more. And then if the current one that we're printing is the selection option, so by default execution, then I'm going to go ahead and print, set the background of that green so I can tell which one's selected. And I'm going to go ahead and just write the value out. Set the background color back to black and increment the row, increment I, and I'm done. That's how I print it out, nice and centered. Awesome. It supports, as many options I can fit on the screen. It'll print them out pretty. The buttons, if the mode is manual, I'm going to go ahead and set the background color to green and print out manual. Otherwise, it'll just be black background, obviously. And also the same thing with auto, so I'm just printing down manual and auto in the bottom right. Pretty easy there. Here's update selected. This is called whenever I click on the monitor. It's going to pass me the X and the Y position of wherever I clicked. I don't need to print this out anymore, so I can get rid of that. That was just for testing. Alright, so basically I had a list and I converted it to row and a column. Well, now I'm going to go back the other way. Take the row and a column and convert it back to a list value. I'm doing a trick here on the X, on the column value. I'm saying if they clicked on the left side of the screen, then they're in the first column. If they clicked on the right side of the screen, they're in the second column. It's a lot easier than trying to do the math. And the row is going to be wherever the row they clicked on and divide by 3 because we multiplied by 3 earlier. And then I go ahead and get the new selected option based on that same thing, dividing the options by 2 and finding the ceiling, adding the row, and I'll get the new selected. I don't need to print that out anymore either. And I can just make sure that they selected a valued option. It's between 0 and the number of options. Then I go ahead and select it. After I select it, I'm going to set the every time you select an option, right, it's going to set the holding track on for 0.2 seconds and then off, and that's enough to send one card through. If they didn't select a valid option, that probably means they clicked on one of the buttons down on the right. So I printed it out as well. I do that a lot when I'm testing. If you guys write ComputerCraft, you should probably do it as well. Getting the hang of it is sometimes you can't tell why it crashed or whatever. Just print values out, and then you can see what they were. I printed out where they clicked just so I could know my math was right. So if they clicked on the right side of the screen again, same check, and the Y value is the third from the bottom, then obviously they clicked on the manual button or the auto button, right? And here's the main function. It runs forever. It prints the options to the screen, prints all the buttons, the 2 buttons. If the mode is auto, then just set the output of bottom to true. So it just automatically goes through all the time. Otherwise, set it to false, and we'll wait for it to be clicked on and off. Then I go ahead and pull an event from the OS. If the event is the monitor touch event, then I go ahead and do the update selected function, and I pass the X and Y coordinates. Sleep for a second, and I probably don't need to sleep for as long. So let's do 0.3. Sure. And then I just call main at the end, so main always runs. That's all the code, guys. Whoops. Run E, and there it goes. It's going. So, let's see. You can die to lemmings this time. You can go to the cicada room, and you can go to the moon. Awesome. That's going to be it for this episode of Feed the Beast Ultimate Artisan. I've been FunshineX. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. And again, put comments in if you think this is a little too harsh or has references to certain events in history. And I'll replace these guys with zombies or pigs. And we'll do it that way instead of humanoids. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Bye.